Hello, cubers and non-cubers alike. This is the Interactive Cubers
Welcome.
podcast. Contact us at. You're just like, welcome. Contact contact us at the interactivecubers@gmail.com. Thank you for all the feedback you gave us. It's been
Yep, it was great.
awesome. And this is our second episode. By the way, we have some awesome interviews coming up. We're not gonna say who it is yet. Hopefully within the next episode.
Yep, let's hope.
You guys are gonna like it. All right,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, what's the first topic?
So the first topic that I have today is the lawsuit about the cubicle and Rubik /7 towns. Now, I have seen this been talking around a lot, but not like on like forums all that much. But so basically the gist is Rubik's is starting to sue the cubicle.us. One is for selling like Rubik's type puzzles, and personally I'm like, why don't you just sue the company like Moyu? But I guess they're not. And another reason they're suing the Cubicle is because the Cubicle was chosen to be the sponsor of Cubing USA Nationals and not Rubik. So they're like getting mad at Cubing USA for that too, for not being sponsors of Nationals, which is kind of really weird. And if like the lawsuit goes through and Rubik's wins this will like affect everybody in the whole entire cubing community. So what do you think about this, Carlin?
Well, I don't know. Like, is Rubik's like, is that what they really want? Like, do they want a bunch of cubers like mad at them? Honestly,
I don't know.
It's probably gonna tick people off. Here's the other thing. Like, let's say like SCS, Speed Cube Shop, or whatever. Like, you can still buy the same exact puzzles from there.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to shut down a whole lot of speed shops
so
where you buy
like
speed
Cube
speed cubes.
Depot, you know, all these stores.
Yeah. But I mean, like, part of me is kind of like, okay, guys, like, why are you even doing this? But at the same time, like, I gotta have a little bit of respect for them because, I mean, Erno Rubik, he created this company, and we wouldn't be anywhere without
of course
him in the first place. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of hope Cubicle wins, and I heard that they tried to settle kind of peacefully, and Rubik's was just like
no, bro,
pushing hard. So we'll see how it turns out. I can't say like either way. I guess I'm sort of neutral on it. But this has happened before, if I recall correctly.
Maybe it has that I don't know of. I
could be wrong.
Check that later.
But I thought Rubik's was I don't even know. I could be wrong.
I think but I think one of the main reasons that Rubik's is doing this is because they want money. And my amazing grand theory is that Rubik's terrible cubes are not they're not selling well. Therefore, they need the dough to keep the company going here. That's my master. That's the master theory right there.
Right, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like,
Good job.
all of us cubers, if we're gonna be honest, we probably start out with a Rubik's Cube, right?
Yeah, I
mean,
actually did.
But it's like, if they take those away, I mean, you're probably not going to see Moyu cubes or Yushin cubes or Shengshou Jubes cubes. Oh, I can't talk today. You're not going to see them like featured in a Walmart like you would a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
So if we take the Rubik's Cube away, then I don't know. That's going to cause problems as well.
Yeah, because like imagine if like you found a. Let me think here. I just lost my train of thought. Why do I always do this? I was
You're
thinking.
so nervous.
I was thinking about like very new cubers, like they're using like their old cubes, right? And they want to get a new one, but they don't know where to go. But like, what would be the outcome of the lawsuit if to cause that? Like, would Cubicle have to win?
I don't know.
That's why I stopped myself, because I don't.
I have this vision of like, what if all of the cubing companies you can think of, minus Rubik's, got together as one company and just released like a couple cubes a month? Maybe more than a couple, since there's so many puzzles out there.
That'd be kind of difficult.
Like,
I don't know if that'd work, but that'd be really interesting. Also,
or like if they did a collab or something.
Yeah, I know that Diane and MF8 do a lot of collabs, because I'm pretty sure they're like Diane companies. They're like Diane companies, you know what I'm saying? Cough, cough.
Oh, okay.
They're like Diane companies.
They'd be dying.
Yeah, they're dying to get the money, you know. But one
It's
thing
not
I really
so.
want to see, like, so Rubik's cubes are sold in stores, right? And I think that's a good thing because let's say you're a very new cuber and you're just getting into this amazing world of speed cubing and you don't really know where to buy your next cube. Like, let's say you started with like the original Rubik's cube that your mom and dad just happened to have when they were a child, and it turns really bad, and you want to get into speed cubing. You don't know where to get cubes. You don't know how to find cubes, so you just head to Walmart and you find the Rubik's cube. I mean, it turns okay, but it's just like Rubik's. If you want to be part of speed cubing, why don't you actually try to make a speed cube? And they did that. And they made the Rubik's
Yeah.
GAN collab, but it's not sold in physical stores. Well,
Well,
that's at least
and
what I know it is.
here's the other problem is people will try to make it turn faster. Like they'll put like weird substances in, like Vaseline or WD-40. And I get it. Like they're trying to improve their cubes. In fact, I got this Cyclone Boys 3x3 from competition.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize the Cyclone Boys when I bought it, but it's half decent. Anyways, it was completely gummed up with lube. Like, oh my goodness, it was terrible.
For
And
some
I'd
reason,
heard
I
about
believe it.
boiling cubes.
You say boiling a
Um,
cube?
Yeah.
You're
So
weird.
I had heard about this, and people were like, "Is it okay?" And so I had two cubes that were like way over lube.
Mm-hmm.
One had stickers, and then the Cyclone Boys was stickerless. And I do the one with stickers. I was gonna peel it off, but I had like this weird like utility knife, and it was kind of cutting into like the black
Oh yeah,
plastic of the cube.
that
I'm
happens
like,
to me a lot.
yeah. So I just put the stickers back on because I'd only gotten to like one side, and I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm gonna put the whole thing in a boiling pot of water, and it was fine. So I put it back in the cube, and it works great. And then I got my Cyclone Boys and boiled it, and the pieces kind of melted. Like, you know how like the corner pieces, like they have like stalks, like at the very end of the stalk, there's like it's like three different individual pieces that are kind of like held
Oh, yes.
together. Like in one corner piece, it's made out of like three different
Yeah.
like sub pieces.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of like sprouted like a flower at the end. That's the best way I can describe it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, no problem. I'll just stick it back in my cube. Well, I couldn't get it back together, so I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll just reboil it, and then once it gets hot, kind of like push them back in, and that didn't work, and I had to throw the cube away. So
Wow. I mean, that's something I
lesson
think
learned.
like a new cuber would do. I guess
Yeah,
that's
it's
like,
like
why they don't want you to disassemble the Rubik's brands, which is a good thing, I suppose.
if you, I mean, last time we talked about the whole like peppermint lube if you're hungry, but if you're hungry and you're dying for some soup, dying as in DAYN, just put some pieces in boiling water.
Yeah, yeah,
Just add
that's
little
that's
salt.
a really good idea. You just
And then
you just take your favorite 7x7.
yeah, and then you put carrots and potatoes and all this stuff, and then you take the pieces out before you eat it. It's kind of like stone soup.
Whoa,
But
that's gotta be healthy for you. That's gotta be healthy.
probably. Yeah,
Um,
it'll make you turn faster if you have a little bit of cube inside of you.
yeah. You'll make you
It
look.
runs in your blood.
Yeah, I just don't think I don't understand Rubik's slash Seven Town's point of view here. Like, you're this large company, this multi-million-dollar company, and you're trying to get money out of a very well-established and very fast-growing market. It's sort of like trying to invest into Bitcoin, if you know what I mean. Like, you're trying to
Yeah.
get in before it's like all
You
expanded.
need to do it way earlier.
They need to do it way earlier. I think that's what they're trying to get at here because they're noticing it's expanding and it's like a big money opportunity. But I just, if like you really wanted to get into the speed cubing, why don't you try to sell the GAN Rubik speed cube in stores? I mean, maybe they do that. I don't know of, but I'm pretty sure they don't. And my USB hub just fell off my desk. Yeah,
Nice.
that's
Here's
good.
my question, and then I have a topic to go into after this. But like
Alright.
Erno Rubik, do you think he's the one enforcing this,
I
or is
don't-
he like not
yeah.
necessarily part of the company anymore?
I don't think he is really. I don't know if he's like with the speedcubing community about this or with Rubik's. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. Maybe
Because
we can talk about that next time.
I know that he wants to see the Rubik's brand turn into Speed Cube. In fact, Mr. Gann, he collaborated with him and created a Rubik's brand with a Gann's core, I believe.
Yeah.
And there were like mixed opinions on it, but it was fairly positive overall, I'd say. I didn't get it.
But I mean, I can obviously tell that Erno Rubik wants to be part of this speaker community because I mean he was at like nationals, like he was giving away the awards at not nationals at World Championships, so he obviously kind of wants to be part of it. But I mean, therefore, like I don't think he's really part of Rubik's anymore. Yeah. I think he would go along with the speed cubing community, but I mean, I really don't I don't understand it. I haven't been to law school. I don't get all of it, but it's just kind of a weird thing that's happening. Yeah.
By the way, I know this podcast is kind of chaotic. Get used to it. Anyways, I have a quick subtopic, and that is, it's just been on my mind. Have you heard of this Oscar puzzle treasure chest 3x3
Oh,
cube?
yes, I have. Like there's no core, but it's all gear.
Yeah, like when you solve it, the white side pops off, and you can put something inside.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's super cool. You can get it on Amazon for like $25. It's pretty spendy for a 3x3.
Jeez, that's like trying to get a ghost cube. You know?
Yeah,
like
but like
$30.
I think it'd be cool. I mean, I think it's a really cool idea.
You know what'd be really cool if they try to like make that mechanism really good, so like you can speed solve it. I don't know why.
Yeah, like what I'll do is I'll put like a wedding ring inside of it. And then if any girl's like interested, I'll just say, solve this thing, gotta figure it out.
Didn't like a girl cough cough give you scrambled Rubik's cube, and when he solved it, it said, "What you know what I'm saying here?"
Yeah. Okay. So it was like after like a service at church, and she came up to me with this like scrambled Rubik's cube, and I saw like on the yellow pieces there were like some like little words, so I'm like, oh, I'm not sure, and then I solved it. And on it said, "Will you go to Sadie's with me?" It was a Sadie Hawkins dance, and I did go, and it was fun. It was like all '50s themed, so I got like leather jacket, white T-shirt.
Jacket, white, classic '50s. Everyone wore the same outfit in the '50s.
Okay, next topic. Ian Scheffler has a book entitled "Cracking the Cube."
Yep.
And I went to an amazing bookstore called Powell's Bookstore.
If you guys are like in Oregon or near Portland, you should definitely go check it out. It's a really good bookstore, and
it's like
saying that.
Yeah, think of a big library that's easy to get lost in, but it's like 3 levels, like it's 3 stories.
I think I did get lost in it once, but let's not talk about that. You know.
Anyways, I got this. I got the book, for like a reasonable price, and I also got a book by Matt Parker. He's the stand-up maths guy, if you've heard of him, and that's a great book. Anyways, so this book, it's called Cracking the Cube. I'm like on chapter 4. I can't say I recommend it yet just because I'm not finished, but so far it's very well done.
Yeah,
this dude, What?
Nothing.
Oh, well, this dude, he went to, like, I think it was Eastern Europe to interview Jessica Friedrich, who created, along with some other people, the CFOP method. And, like, go buy the book. It's a great book. But I'll go into a little bit of what he was talking about. He was saying that Jessica Friedrich, when the cube came out, for some reason, you couldn't buy it where she was at. Because, like, I guess it was produced in Hungary, and also, like, in Japan and China is, like, kind of where they're created. And for some reason, she, like, couldn't get hold of one. But meanwhile, she was studying it and, like, creating these algorithms before she even, like, had the cube, and she's like figuring out how she would solve it. Well, then there's this like vendor on the street, I guess, who was selling them.
Vendor on the street. And
she was like willing to pay anything for it, and she got it. And she was like surprised with how cheap it was.
Whoa.
In fact, like the first cube was made with like blocks of wood, rubber band, and
yeah. And then like
else.
I think it took like Erno Rubik like 3 or 4 months to figure out how to solve it.
Right. Anyways, she gets the cube. And she knew exactly how to solve it right away because she had studied it so much, which is crazy. And then she kind of started developing CFOP and all the algorithms. And one thing I thought was interesting is for OLO, she created, I think it was like 40 different algorithms. I'm like, that's weird. I thought there's like something like 50 cases.
57.
Well, 57. She did not include the mirror algorithms. Like she just
Oh,
assumed that you do on the left side,
that's
which is
interesting.
interesting.
You know, there's
Um,
a pretty cool video on YouTube of Jessica Friedrich speed solving the original Rubik's cube, and she's getting like 16s, and she's like doing every turn with her wrist. And
I've seen the thumbnail. I haven't watched it though.
and Matt, I will actually link it in the video description on YouTube if you guys want to look at it. But it's really interesting because imagine if she like actually got a speed cube and actually practiced, because she
I
knows the most
know.
efficient case for everything. I think.
It was so
Well,
funny.
pretty close.
Because she was kind of like, "Oh, you like." She kind of had like, "Oh, you young, you kids" type of like attitude because she like still turns with her wrist and she's like, "Oh, these kids are like pushing it kind of like with their finger," and it's funny. But it's kind of sad because she doesn't really cube anymore as far as what the book was saying because um I don't know. As soon as she saw
Yeah.
people getting like way fast, she's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
She
but
like
it's
works at a
just like
college.
since then it'd be really cool to see her at competitions if she went. You know, that's what she
Yeah.
should do. But you know, that's
Um.
yeah.
But anyways, this is. I'm not sponsored by Ian Scheffler to talk about this, but it's a great book. Go get it.
Yeah,
Um.
I want to go get
So
it.
yeah.
I really do
Oh,
want to
let's
go
go
get it.
over records.
So for our next topic, it's not much of a topic, but we're just gonna go over a couple of interesting world records in the past month or so. And the first one is Daniel Rose Levine. You've probably heard about it. It's a pretty big one. It's the feet single world record. It's 16.96 seconds, and this one stood out to me a little bit because the last world record's like I think 2 or 3 years old, and it's by Jacob or some whatever the guy's name is, and it's like 20 seconds, and this guy just destroyed the world record. And
Was it 20?
it was like 20 something,
Wow.
or maybe it was sub 20. I'm not
People
sure.
people are gonna be listening to this in like 2020, and they're like, haha, that's when it was 16 seconds. It's like 3 seconds now.
And then be like 3 seconds. Imagine stopping the Rubik's cube 3 seconds with your feet.
Like
What's
their feet is just a blur.
I'm not even gonna try that. But yeah, this is also kind of talked to him in YouTube comments also about being on the podcast, but he says he doesn't have time. But he was saying that this was his first world record, and I found that pretty interesting. I mean, he's like really fast. I think he's been at like nationals finals for 3x3 like 3 years in a row. So he's really
Wow.
fast, but he finally got his
Wait,
first
like
world record.
foot 3x3?
No,
Or just,
like
or just regular?
just normal 3x3. So he's really fast. He's like sub
Okay.
10. He's like 8 or 9. But I mean, he finally got his world record. His first world record. So congrats to Daniel for that one.
Yeah. Let me interrupt you, and then you can get on to the 7x7
Yep.
records. You know that Chi, like that big like Chi cube I got at the comp?
Oh yeah, the Chi big sale.
Right. Yeah. So I actually did my first successful foot solve.
What did you get?
With
World
it,
record?
and no, I actually didn't time it, but it was under 5 minutes, I think. But I thought it was interesting because like I had tried it once before and screwed up like on OLO and PLO, and it was like with my it was with like not a very good cube.
Oh boy.
But
Ew.
I couldn't ever get into it. I think it's like cubing and like the whole like cubing community idea. People already consider silly enough that if I was like, yeah, I solve it with my feet. No offense to people who solve it with their feet, but they'd be like,
Imagine I
okay.
not to offend anybody that does feet, but it's kind of disgusting. I mean, I know that you normally have less germs on your feet than your hands, but come on, like
Is that true?
that's true. I'm pretty sure that's
What
true.
about people who like walk barefoot everywhere?
I mean,
You just want
I mean,
to suck on your feet?
but those people. But yeah,
That was weird.
on to the next record is you've definitely heard about this one. If you haven't heard about this one, I don't know, you're probably living under a rock. But the next one is Kevin Hayes' 7x7 world record single and average. For single, he got 1 minute 59 seconds and 0.95, and for average, he got 2 minute 8 seconds 0.71. So that's the first sub 2 single on 7x7 ever done before, which is really cool. I was like, I've been watching like Felix get a couple of them from on his YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, when is this gonna happen in competition? And Kevin finally got it. I don't know if this is just me, but just looking at the number 159.95 looks like a price, like $1 or like $100 is
Yeah.
$159.95.
Plus, like, a mil.
Yeah.
Do you know what a mil is?
No.
For people who, like, don't... Oh, you're like, yeah. Nope. Okay, so people who don't live in the U.S., well, even though Jeffrey does, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. A mil used to be, I think it was like a tenth of a penny.
A tenth of a penny.
Which a penny is a tenth of a dollar in the U.S.
Really? Oh boy, I didn't.
Yeah,
know
so
that.
I guess there used to be prices probably that were like, for like something really expensive, like a car, that probably would have been like 10 or 15 bucks a long time ago. It'd be like $15, and then like probably 3 decimals because of this. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, that's I don't know really how we got on the subject. I mean, I was mentioning it was a price. Now we're talking about pricing. Okay, the average is just kind of meh. I mean, it's not. I don't think really anyone cares about the averages as much as the singles. I don't know, but the average is still cool. Now I'm not sure, but I think earlier in the day, not Felix, Kevin got a 2-minute 2-second 7x7 solve, which I think was also world record single, but. And then he broke it again.
It?
Yeah, I think it was like the world record single was like 2:04. Maybe I'm just dead. It was like 2:04 before, and now then he got a 2:02 and then a 1:59. I don't really keep up with 7x7 world records, but I think that's what it was, something like that. And then the average was 2-minute 13, so we just like destroyed that by like 5 seconds. So that was pretty cool. All right, and on to another topic is I was on Instagram today. I was going through my Instagram feed because that's the only thing I ever do in my life. And
you have Instagram?
Yeah, I do.
Give them your username so they can find you.
In the description down below. I don't even know what I post. I post a lot of random things. Anyways, Gan posted a photo of this cube. Again, I'll leave the link to the post in the description if you guys want to look at it. It's so I don't know if you guys know, but Gan, like, they have, like, let's say it's springtime, they'll have like a spring green colored cube, and like let's say it's Valentine's Day, they have like a pink cube, but they posted this photo of each layer had a different color on it. They had like pink, white, and blue, I think.
Wait, like each layer, like the 3 layers,
layer, like, had like a different color on it. And there's a lot of, like, if you look in the comments, there's a lot of people like just saying like, oh, this is gonna be the new stickerless cubes, and I kind of think it might be, because there's a whole bunch of different colors, but I don't know if they're just gonna have a white, pink, and a blue one for spring or something like that. But I think it's really interesting for that because we haven't seen any stickerless cubes from Gan, and except, I mean, is it 2x2 stickerless? I'm not sure. I think it is stickerless. But
they
yeah,
don't have
it's sort of just like a whole rumors going around about Gan and stickerless. I'd actually really like a stickerless Gan 3x3. I think that'd be really, really cool. Maybe.
To be honest, like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you.
No, I don't hear what you're saying. No, you, Jeffrey.
No.
No, you.
Because
I'm gonna tell Mom.
But there's a problem, Carlin. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm gonna tell
this
Mom
is what you expect from professional podcasters, people.
Yup, exactly.
This is the quality you learn to expect.
Get used to it.
And I had a topic I was gonna bring up in case you forgot, and I actually just forgot it now. Yes, I remember. Okay, I want to see a GAN 4x4, please.
Oh yes.
Because
okay. I have something really cool about this.
Jeffrey.
I'm sorry, you can keep talking, but I have something cool. I'll take my drink
As
of
I was
water.
saying before I got really interrupted,
I'm sorry,
I've tried all these 4x4s. I have a stickerless, like, Wush Way. I talked about it in the previous episode. Anyways, there's no perfect 4x4. I mean, there's no perfect Anycube, but, like, I've not found one that I'm totally satisfied with.
Same.
To be honest.
Exactly.
Or if I do, it pops a lot. So it's like, please, GAN,
with it.
make it a thing.
Yeah, because GAN, I think GAN is like my favorite speed cubing company right now. And
Jeffrey, you may talk now.
I will talk now. And again, I'll leave the post in the description, but they posted a photo of asking for people to be GAN photographers on Instagram. And there was a photo of them holding a little camera and showing at a GAN 4x4. It was a 4x4 with large flooring holes and the GAN logo on it.
Wait, what?
They posted a photo of the 4x4.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'll link it in the show notes. Not the show notes. I'm really sorry.
No.
So, GAN 4x4 on the way. The GAN 6... I don't even know what they would call it. GAN...
It'd be like the 460 something, probably.
469. GAN
Okay,
420!
The best thing right here
What?
is a... Well, I'm not very impressed with the GAN, like, Fulbright stickers. They kind of chip a lot.
Deal with
So
it.
maybe, like, okay, this is my ideal situation. I want all the different springs you can get for the Granny 356.
I love the
Or, like, you know, like, all those, like, little, like, springs you can switch out.
They look like
I want that for the
Legos.
4x4, and I want it to be stickerless, and I want it to be a mini, and I don't want it to pop. If that sounds like a lot to ask for,
And
deal with it.
I want it to be not $150. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Because GAN
And magnetic.
they have a reputation.
Yep. But they're good.
Yeah, they're really good. I think I'm still using I don't use the GAN SM anymore because it's too large for me. I like small
Greater.
cubes. Yeah. But
I do too, but it's the only thing that I have currently that works super well.
I mean, compared to my GAN, I think mine's a bit better. You know what I'm saying?
How about you just give it to me?
How about no?
Oh, burn!
Rex.
Ouch.
Do you have any topics, my boy? Please say you do.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the Shengshou Gem because
Why?
if you haven't heard about it, excuse me, Jeffrey, you asked if I wanted to have a topic. I'm like, yes, I do. And you're like, why? Okay. Well, that was a creepy laugh. Okay. Anyways, I got it at a competition. And have you tried it, Jeffrey? Have
No,
you tried
I have
Shengshou Gem?
not.
What are your thoughts on it, even though you haven't tried it? Like, just from what
now
you've heard.
it looks kind of cool. I guess with the black internals, kind of makes me think of the version 1 of the GAN 2x2, to be honest. But the frosted plastic or whatever you call it on the outside, it's kind of weird, and I get it for grip reasons, but I mean, come on, Shengshou, why? Just why? Just,
I'll tell you why, Jeffrey.
I'm
Are you
ready.
ready? Y'all ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
It is. So I got it, and I can't say I hate it. Can't say I love it. I do average slower. It's actually. It appears to be slightly bigger than the GAN, so it's probably like a 57.
Yeah, probably like
millimeter.
a 56 or a 56.5.
But what I've noticed is, like, sometimes when I cube for a while, my hands get kind of sweaty, and it's super slippery on this cube.
Oh, I
Like,
hate
it's
when that
so much
happens.
so it's actually kind of a problem. I'm not against the frosted. Like, a lot of people, like, didn't like it.
Yeah, me.
It kind of gives it a cool look. And then, in fact, you can hear that right there. That's it.
No
I like the black
cubing on the
internals.
podcast.
No, I'm giving them a good sound test. You hear that right there?
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is some
It's-
quality
it's
ASMR.
something.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Guys, I just wanted to do some cubing.
Welcome to the Interactive Cubers podcast. This is really professional.
Okay, but I don't really know what to think of the Shengshou Gem cube. Wait, to be specific, what gem cube are we talking about? The 3x3 or the 4x4?
3x3. They make 4x4?
Yeah,
That'd
they
be
do. I don't
terrible.
really know what to think of it. It's just I've never tried one, but from watching the videos, I think it looks okay. Maybe it's a good budget option. But if you're gonna get budget option, just get like a Thunderclap 4x4 or what else? Or like a something 4x4 that's cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need.
I like small cubes. I mean, like, I got I believe it's a 3 centimeter. That'd be 30 millimeter. 3x3, which it's like, it's bigger than than dice, but it's like it's really small.
Yeah.
And in fact, I knew that in this competition, So my first competition, I made it to second round. I've never made it to finals, but I've made it to second round. All my competitions. Anyways, I knew like, okay, I'm gonna make it second round. I'm not gonna make it to the finals, so I might as well like try to have some fun. So I got this 3 centimeter cube, and I asked Matthew Dickman. He's not a delegate, is he?
No, he's not. But I think he's like a pretty. He's I don't know. He's just pretty important. He's like
Yeah.
He's pretty. He also has a YouTube channel too.
He is in Colorful Pocket's Worst Judge Ever. He's like in some of those.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I like went up to him and I'm like, could I use this? Like, is there like a regulation on size limit? And he's like, no, there's not. He's like, as long as you're not trying to screw around. So then I'm thinking, I probably shouldn't. But I mean, I've gotten like under 30 seconds. It's actually a great speed cube for its size.
Yeah, I have
it's a cubing class.
I think I have the 4.2 centimeter one, and it's just perfect for OH, man. It's just.
I have the 4.5, and it's a little small for OH for me. I guess like.
Is, like, imagine this 4.2 or 4.5, whatever the size is. It's, as I think, it's the perfect one-handed cube for me. It's like going on a beach in Cape Town, South Africa, in the middle of summer with a pina colada. That's how good it is. That's what it feels like.
I can't do pina coladas. I threw up after having like a pina colada.
We're not friends anymore.
And same thing with Chick-fil-A. I remember, like...
Did you just say you don't like Chick-fil-A?
Their signature sauce, I can't do it anymore.
About the sauce. I don't like the sauce. Okay, what are you even talking about anymore? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, so if you think this podcast... Because some people are like, oh, blah, 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 it needs more organization. Okay, fine. But here's the deal. If you, like, really, like, want to give us advice and, like, give us topics to talk about or questions, and we will do our best to actually do that. Like, legit. And we'll try to, like, say your name if you leave it. You can contact us at our email, which we'll repeat at the end of the episode.
Yep. Advertising.
Yeah. So, here's the other thing I wanted to talk about, and that is slow solving. I saw a video that really inspired me. It was by Feliks. You can type in, like, average of 5 slow solve Feliks MDEGs, and he got, like, an average of, like, 10 seconds or something.
Like 9 or 10.
And,
like that.
Yeah, and they're actually legit slow solves. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm like, and I saw, like, Speed Cube Review do some of that too. And I'm like, I need to try this. And I literally average almost exactly the same doing a slow solve than I do doing a fast solve. Yeah, and I want to go into why that's possible.
I don't know. I don't know why though. I don't know why.
I have a theory.
I'm ready for the theory.
Here's my theory. When you're doing fast solve, it may sound something like this. Like you see an F12 pair. Yeah. You're looking for the next one, rotating, do a U, R, U, R prime. Put the next one, and then you're looking for it, doing cube rotations. Here's the thing. If you are doing slow solves, even though it seems painfully slow, what it does is it trains you, okay, while I'm putting this F12 pair in, even though I know exactly how to do it, I'm taking time and looking for the next pair. So as soon as I'm done, I go right to it, right away. Yeah. And as I'm putting that one in, I look for the next one. I think that has to be the reason why. Because, like, even though I'm faster with doing, like, I mean, not, like, even though a fast solve, it appears to be faster, usually they're really choppy, at least for me.
Yeah.
So lots of, like, R, U, R primes and lots of, like, U4 moves, if you know what I mean.
U16.
And Y4s. One thing I've noticed that's important is solving FL pairs in the back. I know that may seem obvious, but if you can do that, like in a timed solve efficiently.
Sometimes when I'm just practicing solves, I like to not just do the things that I already know, try to do things that I've never done before. Let's say I have an F12 pair that I always do with my right hand because I have no idea how to do it with my other hand, and I always solve it in the front, but let's say I try something else and I do a Y2 just for the heck of it, and do it in the back but with my left hand. So completely flip it. And normally, like sometimes I can do it perfectly fine and drop like a second, or do it. I can mess it up and get like a 14 or 15. But yeah, I think you just like play around into the solves and start things in the back, and don't be biased towards your right hand or your left hand if you're left-handed. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I mean, I'm trying to get better at left hand, but unless I'm doing OH, I'm gonna be honest. I've been trying some techniques for months. It just does not work for me, especially the A perm with PLO. When you like you do like an R prime, U R prime, and then you have to do like a D2 with your left hand. And I tried doing like a pinky finger, ring finger, like double flick, and it just does not work. I've literally been using that for
I'll have to show you how I do my A perms. I have one A perm that no one uses. That's like that instead of using D2, it uses U2. And
do you just do it upside down?
No, I don't. It's something. It's like I have to show it to you. And then the normal other A perm, but I have to show it to you. But it's really interesting.
All right, we are trying something a little bit different. We are gonna have like from now on be kind of a random segment, like whatever topic comes up, we talk about it. We're gonna start that off with on our first video on YouTube. We got a comment from Fred Eric, and he says, "Say what?"
Keep going. Sorry, I mumble to myself sometimes.
Oh, he's like, "That was fun. A bit chaotic. Maybe some structure would help, but fun nonetheless." Smiley face. That's a very nice comment. And he went on to say, kind of describe the Ivy Cube and how it's similar to the Pyraminx. And he spent like a lot of time writing that out. So that's
thank you for the comment, even though we are very new to this. I haven't really put a whole bunch of thought into reading that comment, like really thought about the whole Pyraminx thing. But I did. The only thing I did think about was that it is kind of like a Pyraminx, but the way I solved it was like a cube. When I did it at the competition a month ago.
I can see that. Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't really honestly matter. Like, it depends on your point of view of it, but I think it's mainly a Pyraminx. But I think of it as a cube. But
because for me, I think I don't really. If I'm gonna be totally honest, like Mr. Fred Eric, I really appreciate the comment, but I'm not a huge fan of like this cube is like this cube, because you could say the 3x3 is like the 7x7 because it's an n by n by n puzzle and it has like these qualities. It's just a bigger version. So it's like every cube is related to another cube in some respects, and it's just a different puzzle. That's just the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I am going onto our like little subreddit thing and gonna read off some comments because I know some people left some feedback. Yep. All right, what do I have to type in the Reddit search bar? Because I'm typing in the
I don't know.
Oh, I remember actually. Cubing podcast, and then it came up. Hold on, people. I'm gonna name drop some people.
And this is why you edit podcasts. Don't do them live. Yeah, we got actually a lot of comments, more than I thought.
Okay, I was confused. Okay, Jeffrey, this is just me to you thing I haven't. I mean, like, keep this in the episode. I'm confused with this. It says, me and my friend started a podcast a couple weeks ago and currently have a whole one episode. 11. You said 11, exclamation point, 11, exclamation point, exclamation point, and then 1.
Now, so the way you do exclamation points on the computer and anything is you hold shift and then 1, right? Now, there's this ongoing joke around that you mess it up. And I had to do that. That's why I put the LOL.
Sounds like 11. Like 11. Like Will.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Please go check it out for free oxygen. What does that mean?
That was hilarious because someone we can't look at the comments. Anyway, let's get back into the podcast. Don't ask me what I wrote there. It's amazing. Anyway.
Here's no. Hang on. This is very important. Woodstock 927 says. He was like quoting your line from the podcast, like the first 5 seconds. Welcome to the best cubing podcast of all time. And he says, and one of the only ones, as far as I can tell, period. Next paragraph, neat, period. I love that.
Thanks for the comment, dude. Another funny comment is from Unluck3. He says, is the free oxygen pure? And a couple of the comments are only for the first 30 days. And another one is just how to die. I don't know supposed to.
I've seen that too.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
only for
saying
the
that the
first
free
30
oxygen
days.
is gonna kill you.
Now I need to cover that. The free oxygen is as long as you'll watch the podcast or listen to it.
Okay, let me intervene here. Jeffrey has said so many times, like, go watch our podcast. I'm like, bro. Oh my goodness.
Gosh. Let's see.
Cubix Ruber. Oh, that's clever. Except he spelled it with an X. That's
I don't
interesting.
see it.
He says
Oh, yeah.
killer logo. And I agree, Jeffrey did.
I
very
did, dude.
cool logo.
Photoshop is lit. Thanks Photoshop for giving me the ability to spend 2 hours on that logo. Also, thank you for all the comments. Leave more. Also, would be really helpful if you could leave some questions. Therefore, we could have like more interesting discussions. I mean, not more interesting, but like stuff that you guys want to know more. Because maybe you already knew about the lawsuit or something stupid like that. I don't know.
Yep. So seriously, guys, like, if you can email us at theinteractivecubers
Or just put it
at
in the YouTube
gmail.com.
comments. Or just the YouTube comments if you don't want
Yeah.
to email.
One of the two. You can also find us on SoundCloud
And iTunes. iTunes.
and YouTube. All those good
Pretty
stuff.
sure you already know it's on YouTube.
And you can comment, and we will do our best to answer them. Your comment will most likely get answered if it's through Gmail or YouTube, to be honest.
If it's through iTunes, there's a 20% chance it won't, because we don't check it all the time, but I do look at it sometimes. So
Yeah,
pretty
and
much every comment you will put down that is like it's actually English, we will write it.
Right. And, okay, I'm going to try to say this in a non-annoying way, because I know podcasts and, like, YouTube channels, they always say this. But if you can review our podcast on iTunes, if you like it, I cannot stress enough. Like, it seriously helps out the show,
Yes,
and
please
more
do.
people will hear it. And if more people hear it, it gains popularity, and it could influence people to become cubers. Who knows? So if you enjoy it, and you have, like, 5 extra minutes of your day, not even 5 minutes.
I mean, you may have to make an account, but let's hope you don't have to like make it a full account. But like, please do, because that really helps us grow, and that means we'll maybe even upload more. So, yeah.
Yeah, and if you listen to the end of this episode, comment down in YouTube sections, ... Jeffrey?
Yep, the YouTube sections.
No, what's it gonna be? What's the thing?
What do you have? What do we have to comment? Let's think here. You have to comment. I watched the podcast all the way through. Yeah, there you go. I watched the podcast all the way through. So if you hear this, comment. I watched the podcast all the way through.
Totally.
Because you definitely stared at that image for like an hour.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for listening to the podcast. I mean, maybe you are watching.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Come on. And I will catch you next time, and goodbye.
And if you
Here
subscribe, we'll give you a free cookie.
That's not guaranteed, but we'll try our best. Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.